Hi, I am a beginner drawer, and most of y'all of course know that I am known as an editor instead of a drawer, but I recently just started drawing since the start of 2025. I've always been curious, what does it actually feel like to draw on a display tablet? I do have an iPad and my phone, but it doesn't really have some of the features you will get on a display tablet, you know? But then, out of nowhere, XPPen just reached me out and sent me their product, which is the Artist 12 3rd generation. I was honestly so surprised and excited when they contacted me about this. I just want to say thank you so much XPPen for this opportunity. So yeah, in this video I will be reviewing their product, and of course I'll be testing it by drawing and editing on it. But before that, I'm going to unbox the product. So here it is. This is the box of the Artist 12 3rd generation. Right away, oh my god bro, this box is actually insane. Like when I have my hands on this, it actually feels so high quality, so smooth, and the art on the box is actually beautiful. It already gives a really premium first impression. Alright, now it's time to open the box, and as soon as you open the box you will see your own tablet just sitting there looking at you. Oh my god, look at how pretty this thing is. This is my first ever display tablet. I am very excited to use this. They also provided this cushion protector where I think it covers the screen to make sure that it does not get scratched by the ceiling of this box. I think that's really awesome. Now that we got the tablet, we now see a white box where it's filled with the HDMI cable connector to connect from your laptop to the display tablet. It actually connects from the HDMI to 3 different cables, which is 2 USB and 1 Type-C connector, which I think you need to connect the HDMI and the USB connector. Well, at least that's what I did to make it work. And after that, still in the same white box, there's also a Type-C to Type-C connector. So this is actually really cool. If you don't own a laptop and you want to use the display tablet, you can actually connect your iPad, phones, or anything to display your screen to the display tablet as long as your device has the Type-C connector. I actually never tried this connector because I want to test it on my laptop instead. So yeah, after that we are introduced with another white box, which inside there is a warranty card, the guide manual to set up the display tablet, an artist glove, a customly wiped screen from XPPen. Now we are finally introduced into the pen. Look at this box, that is very cool. Now as I unbox this pen, you can see the pen is looking nice and clear. And on the pen there are 2 buttons you can actually customize on the keybind settings. So I think this is set to default as redo and undo, but yeah, we can configure that later into the application. Now onto the next box. They also provide us a portable stand for the tablet, and in the back there are instructions on how to set it up, which it is really simple how to do it. So all you need to do is just yeah. And after that, that is all the things inside the box. We can just close that back. Now we're just gonna put our tablet on the stand, and it's time to connect our laptop into the tablet. If you want to know the precise info of what's inside the tablet and the specification as well, the link will be in the description. Alright, so I'm gonna connect my laptop into the display tablet, which I'm going to connect with the HDMI and the USB cable. And after that, I'm gonna just connect the Type-C into the tablet like that, and it's on. Now that it's on, I'm going to try on the gloves that they provided. It feels really comfy and nice, and the first time I'm using my pen on the tablet, it actually feels so smooth. The next thing I'm gonna do is to install their app specifically for this product. Now the next thing I want to mention to you guys that there are 8 shortcut buttons with 2 dial controls that you can customize, which it can be used for like brush size, zoom scrolling, and etc. Alright, let's get onto the pen specification, and obviously this is one of the most important information for artists. This pen is the X4 Smart Chip Stylus. The biggest highlights on this pen is the 16K pressure levels, which as you can see, I'm pressing to the screen with the pen and it detects how hard you press. You can also adjust the sensitivity of the pressure, and this pen has a tilt support, so whenever you angle the pen, depending on where you adjust it, the brush would follow that direction. The pen only needs about 2 grams of pressure to activate, so even the lightest touch picks up instantly, which is insane. Finally, the pen is magnetically attaches to the tablet, which is very convenient because you won't lose it easily. Alright, so this is me first time trying to draw on Clip Studio Paint with this display tablet, and I gotta say, this feels really smooth, especially with the pressure feature, with the transition from the lightest touch to the hardest touch. Now I'm gonna start drawing, and I'm going to draw cat rail. I am very not used with this application yet because I mainly use Procreate on my iPhone and my iPad, so I really don't know the shortcuts or the interface that I'm used to. But yeah, after some time, of course I will get used to this, and while I was drawing on this, it feels actually really comfortable. The screen is actually really nice to draw on instead on my iPad, because for me, I think on my iPad it is just too slippery to draw on with my pen. Maybe just because I don't have the supported screen yet for the drawing. But yeah, I don't buy my iPad to mainly draw on it because I am an editor, so I don't buy any protector screen that is for artists who draws on it. Anyways, you know what? I'm not gonna make Catriel uses his bandana. Instead, I'm gonna make him wear his collar because I don't know, I just feel like it. And yeah, this process of sketching actually feels really nice. I don't have any troubles other than trying to get used with this. But yeah, eventually, of course, I will get used to it. And for the coloring, I usually use Paint Bucket tool, but just because I am very new on Clip Studio Paint, so I quite don't know how to do it here. So instead, I'm just gonna manually color them. I mean, I guess some artists do that too, right? But coloring this way on this tablet actually feels really nice as well. It's very calming. After I'm done with this, I'm gonna make a little animation of this drawing into After Effects. It's just a little fun animation because I really wanted to try After Effects on this tablet. I guess this tablet is not fully supported for After Effects because duh, this is actually for drawing. But also you can also make this work with editing as well, but it's not as fully supported for drawing, but it does still work. Alright, I think I'm done with the art and I'm just gonna go to After Effects now. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do in After Effects for this animation, but I'm just gonna ball with it. Maybe I'm just gonna do something like a little silly animation, nothing too crazy. Alright, while I'm editing this, it feels actually so weird to have After Effects on your hand because we usually have to use our mouse to interact with things in the application. But now that it's in my hands, not gonna lie, I think it's much more cooler to have it this way. I'm not saying that it's the best workspace for After Effects, but it's just cool to have it this way. But yeah, so far editing on this, I have no problems at all. The screen is very responsive, there are no bugs or whatsoever. The 8 keybinds on the left actually helps a lot because if those buttons don't exist, I think it's gonna be much more harder to work on this way. But yeah, you can also just use your actual keyboard for the keybinds and stuff, but I don't think that's ideal anyway. But yeah, I think it's the finished edit and I think it's pretty silly. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the end of this review video. Once again, thank you so much XPPen for sponsoring me. This is such a nice tablet. If you guys want to get this tablet, the link will be in the description and I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye bye.